Got the pen and the paper in your hand. Got the story going, but you want it to expand. We'll help you on your journey, let us lend you a hand. Join the show. So let's write the book TV show. Grab your pen and paper and we're gonna let it flow. Talking about write the book TV. Join the show.
Welcome to Write the Book TV. I'm your host, Kimberly LaBoo. Each week, we show up here interviewing experts and authors about all things writing and publishing. But this week, we have a very special segment for you. We're taking you behind the scenes of our Serenity Women's Writing Retreat in Cambridge, Maryland, where we are bringing together a group of women writers in order to educate them, in order to give them dedicated writing space and time, and just to come together to support one another. Come on, let's go behind the scenes.
Hi, I'm Ella Clark, and I flew in from Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. I am a fiction writer, and I write in paranormal fantasy. So a very interesting story. I was at a graduation party in North Carolina, and the family was originally from Maryland, had moved to North Carolina, and had some relatives in to the graduation party from Maryland, and we started talking about books and that I was an author, and they said, "Oh, we have a friend that is owns a publishing company, and her name is Kimberly LaBoo." And so they pulled up your social media accounts, and I looked at the social media account and I started following you. And then I saw the Serenity Writers Retreat advertised, and I did a little research, and I said, I want to go and make some new connections, and here I am.
That is so interesting.
So I decided that this year I wanted to take time to invest in myself as a writer, and part of doing that was making new solid connections, connecting with women, specifically women of color, that have already walked in the shoes that I am trying to walk into. So making those positive connections, and I believe that iron just sharpens iron. So getting around people that had similar mindset, similar goals and aspirations, and wanting to not stay at the same level, wanting to take their writing, their careers up to the next level, and even in terms of social media and connections and platform building, I want to take all of that to the next level. So getting around like-minded people is really why I wanted to come to this retreat, to make those kinds of connections. I find it very inspiring to get away to write. I had to get away to finish my first novel. I would go to a hotel and stay for a week and just unplug and do nothing but write. So I was very excited to come to a retreat for writing, but when I turned on the gravel road and came down the very windy road back here to the back and saw the house, and then we came into the house and I walked to the back of the house and saw this incredible view that's out here, the water, the trees. It's very serene. It's very peaceful. It's the kind of place where I can take my MacBook and just sit out here and put some headphones on and just write. I wasn't expecting this atmosphere, and this atmosphere has been incredible. The water gives you ideas, nature gives you ideas, and it puts you in a mindset that allows you to create because it's so peaceful. So that was a surprise here at the retreat. It's not just a hotel, it's not just a conference room, it's not a boardroom. It is a retreat, a serene place where you can let your creative juices flow. The future series, I'm coming from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm here at the Serenity Writers Retreats. I'm a non-fictional writer. I have wrote 3 books.
I was looking forward to reconnecting with other authors, going in the same journey that I was going in, and just trying to reconnect and getting back on my journey in writing. The connection, being able to, sometimes when you get stuck, it's being able to be around other women, seeing how they're overcome the different obstacles that they had to face, and like, okay, man, if they can do it, I can do it. I can get out this little rut that I seem to be in when it comes to writing.
There's a disconnect between readers and consumers. Consumers, the people who buy our books. Consumers, the people who consume our content. Not just written content, but the video content that we flip our books into, and the audio content and all these other things. There's a disconnect. And I want to draw the parallel right there. I want to draw the parallel from this reader thing to consumer, because they're one and the same. You didn't go through all that you went through to write this book, and nobody's reading it. And if you have, the reason why nobody's reading it is because you haven't targeted your consumer. They have to buy it to be able to read it. Many of us are writers, but we're not business people. We're not salespeople. We publish through, we hire people like LaBoo Publishing, and they publish this great book, and we post it online, and after a few days, the likes slow up and the shares slow up, but we haven't taken the next step to purchase the marketing package so Kimberly can go ahead and push the book around the globe to help you make sales. Again, I'll say it. You didn't go through what you've been through, divorce and abuse and cancer and all these other things, for people not to buy your book. They have to buy it to read it. Don't just stop with publishing. There's another layer. Who am I writing to? Who am I writing to? So the avatar is the person you're writing your book to or selling your product. Okay? The demographic, who we're going after. Okay?
Okay.
So if we're saying 12 to 18, they are not reading the newspaper. They're not going to go buy magazines. We know they are online. They are on their phone. So if we develop a web product for them, it has to be mobile. It has to be what they call responsive. We can't develop a website where it's just on the computer. They're not on the computer. We need to take that thing right to their hand. They use automation. You got to make sure you're dropping messages right into their phone. So you allow the age, you allow the culture, you allow all of those types of things to dictate where you place your market.
So this was an amazing session, Jamar. I want to thank you so much for being here.
I'm Kelly Freeman Garrett, and I am from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, in Prince George's County. Oh my goodness. I learned so much the first retreat and met so many terrific women. And I just wanted to come back because I wanted to really delve into my writing. I took a break. I was still writing periodically, but nothing consistently. So I have a lot of ideas that I have written since the retreat. And I just really wanted to come to a place where I can truly concentrate, have some quiet, be still in my thoughts, and have the chance to write and really write about my ideas and things that I have been thinking about and putting pen to paper. Day 2, I think for me, the one thing is, who are you speaking to, right? Who is your audience, and what is the story that you want to share with them so that they can get something out of it? That's what speaks to me. Like, I really need to hone in on my area of expertise and then really capitalize on that area so that I can share with others. And I do feel like we have a generation that is lost with their writing. I believe that writing is a powerful way for the generation to really get their thoughts on paper and to be able to release anxiety and fear and just emotions. Because today's world is just so stressful. Nothing in comparison to when I grew up. And it just saddens me, I think, a little bit, because the writing is really a lost art in the schools and in education today. And really, it's very therapeutic. Just like music therapy, writing therapy is amazing because you can just really release. And that was what it was for me for the anthology. It allowed me to really be free of all the emotions and all the anxiety and things that I was holding in. As a writer, I would love to be able to do another anthology, but maybe be on the visionary author aspect of it. Just because I feel as women, we go through so many different seasons of our lives. Things change, seasons change, like our emotions and our growth changes with every season. So I really want for women to know it's okay, and that with each season that we go through, there's a growth, right? We grow as a woman, we grow as an individual, and then we truly find who we are meant to be, who God has put us here on this earth to be, and our purpose.
Then when you think about in the literary field, there really is no competition.
No.
Because I could write about in the garden, you could write about in the garden, but we're coming from two different
Yep.
perspectives.
Absolutely.
And my
Absolutely.
assignment is probably not the same people that you are assigned to. So
Mhm.
we should never think of this field as being a competition with anybody. We do fiction, I do nonfiction. Hers is for the men, hers is for the women. I mean, I'm just using some
No, I'm with you.
examples, but there should not be any competition. We all have our
It's day 2 of the Serenity Women's Writing Retreat, and I have with me 2 of our guests, Mary Merle and Janetta Churchill. Mary, this is your second time at the Serenity Women's Writing Retreat. You are the author of 3 books, and so what made you come back again this year?
Well, last year I had a wonderful time. I love meeting other authors, fellow authors, so that excited me to be able to talk to fellow authors and get their perspective on what it was like to write a book. So that's one of the things that brought me back. And another one was I was so inspired by the speakers that you had. I had learned so much from the speakers. I learned about marketing my book. I learned about how to write better, and how to form my writing. So I really enjoyed those things.
Well, we're so glad to have you back. Janetta,
Yes.
you are an aspiring writer, so you haven't even written your first book yet. And so I think that's so exciting. And this is your first time at the Writers Retreat. And so what made you take the leap and join us here this year?
Well, I have so many people in my life telling me, girl, you need to write your story down. I feel like I have so many stories to tell in my life. And I felt like after prayer that this was the right time to tell my story. So when I learned about the Writers Retreat, I decided to take this step on faith and just come out and join the Writers Retreat. And I'm so glad that I did. Since I've been here, I've met so many of the experienced writers who have just really poured into me and have shared so much of their experience. So I feel like I'm gaining a lot by being here.
That is so awesome. So Mary, what is something, like I said, we're on day 2. Is there anything in particular that has stood out for you, either with the speakers or just with talking to the other writers?
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that stuck out with me is the speaker that we just had. I'm in the marketing field, but I've always had a problem with marketing my own material. So be able to market my own books, it helped me a lot. The avatars that we had to write, so I understand about avatars, but now I had the opportunity to actually break down who my readers were and who I should market to.
Yeah, that was really good. That was Jamar Suber's workshop you're talking about. And what about you, Janetta? What has stood out for you thus far in the retreat since we're on day 2?
I think the workshop where I learned about becoming a brand, that it wasn't just writing a book, but looking at the whole package, looking at the whole marketing package of how you sell yourself, what other streams of income could be tied to your book. So thinking about that whole brand and how you have a voice with your book and what that looks like in the big picture.
That is some amazing stuff. This has been so fantastic, and thank you so much for coming and sharing some of your thoughts about the retreat with me, ladies. And we look forward to day 3 or tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you.